We'll be right back.
Locked on online, Facebook, YouTube, those of you that are behind your television, on your workplace, at your home, a special good night to you, Trinidad and Tobago. Some places of the country had a little showers today, but nevertheless, we thank God for the blessings. So they say. So as well, a little update for you viewers. Several CPAP contractors gathered outside the company head office in St. Madeleine this morning, seeking information on outstanding payments. Only a handful of contractors were present at the compound at the old usine sugar factory in St. Madeleine. One contractor said he saw a message in a WhatsApp group indicating that members would meet at the compound to inquire about payment. He explained that contractors were promised a 1 month salary in lenience of the notice when their contract was terminated on June 27th. However, he left shortly after, noting that there are more than 300 contractors, but only a few had turned up. So Trinidad and Tobago, if they were promised 1 month salary, I believe the government should do the correct thing and give them their 1 month salary. But the thing is, out of 300 contractors, only a handful of contractors turned up. But nevertheless, viewers, that's just an update number one. Update number two is that the Ministry of Education is renting over 300 chairs to tackle a severe furniture shortage at Southeast Port of Spain Secondary School. Due to a severe shortfall of about 700 students have been placed on a rotation schedule. Form 1s and 2s attend on Tuesday and Thursday, while Form 3 and 5 attended on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Staff and students say the lack of chairs, an issue ongoing for 3 years, has forced pupils to stand during lessons and sparked conflict over seating. So Trinidad and Tobago, let's deal with the issue of 3 years. Southeast Port of Spain Secondary School. For 3 years now, the student staff have been complaining about chairs. So what has been Gatsby Dolly doing for 9 years? They had no money. The PNM had no money. The Ministry of Finance had no money to release to the Ministry of Education to buy 300 chairs. But they had money to give ministers a huge salary increase. Okay. Gatsby Dolly boasting about education. Repairing schools. You're repairing schools, but chairs missing? Nah, something wrong there. And for 3 years, Gatsby Dolly, this has come to your attention, and you did what? Absolutely nothing? Nothing? But you want to ask about laptops, and you want to talk about granddaddy trend supposed to get? You want to ask Mr. Dowlett that? But under 3 years of your tenure of being the Minister of Education, students and staff of Port of Spain Southeast has brought this to your attention and you did what? Just ignore it? That is what you did? Nah, Gasmidol, you gotta come better than that. You should be ashamed to ask Minister Dowlett anything concerning education. 3 years. So, now, so this present Minister of Education has met this school, Southeast Port of Spain Secondary School. Now, about 700 students have been placed on a rotation due to shortage of chairs. Imagine that, eh? So listen now. This present ministry, here with this bacchanal coming, and this is something I don't like. This ministry now is going to rent 300 chairs. Rent 300 chairs. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen. We have furniture places all over Trinidad. All over Trinidad. You know them chairs that when you go to a wedding, the padded chairs on them. Right. These padded chairs on them. You could sit on these padded chairs on them. Alright? They rent it out for, I believe, $5 or something like that a day. Right? So the government now wants to rent 300 chairs. So Trinidad and Tobago, one of those chairs sell for approximately $150. $150. And 300 chairs is going to cost the Ministry of Education $45,000. So why are you going to rent 300 chairs that comes up to 45,000 TT dollars? So now, I am going to ask, this person that you're renting this chair from, are they affiliated with friends and family of the UNC? I don't know, I'm just asking this question for Trinidad and Tobago. You're spending millions of dollars to improve schools. You got schools to open before. But remedial work construction finished before school could have opened. But now, you don't have $45,000 to buy 300 chairs. That is a disgrace. And I'm sure there are furniture stores in Trinidad that could supply these 300 chairs. So now, Mr. Dowlett, is the Ministry of Education going to purchase these 300 chairs now that this issue has been highlighted? So how long is the ministry now going to rent these 300 chairs? How long? Until they cross $45,000? And then now you will have to release a tender now for 300 chairs. It's sad. The math's not mathsing at all. How long are you going to rent these 300 chairs for? It is very simple. $45,000. The ministry could more than purchase these shares temporary. Or is it that you're going to spend $45,000, buy a next $45,000, buy a next $45,000 in renting chairs? No, it's sad. It's a disgrace. You spend millions of dollars, Mr. Dowlett, being the minister in the Ministry of Education, to refurbish and fix and replenish schools so school could open for the 8th of September. Millions of dollars. How come you couldn't spend $45,000 now to buy 300 chairs? At a chair of those padded chairs, $150. And these chairs are comfortable. When you go to an event, you sit on these chairs. So thus far, Mr. Dowlett, you have been going good. Do not let a bacchanal stir up with 300 shares. Don't. Because the general public is going to start questioning you. The general public is going to start questioning, who is this person getting this contractor rent these shares? And then they're going to say friends, and then they're going to say family, and then they're going to say financiers. Mr. Dowler, don't go through that. You are a former principal, don't go through that. Otherwise, the good name you have, it will just go down the drain. And I don't think you want your name go down the drain for 45,000. I don't think so. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, let's just wait and see what will take place. Hey, yeah, that's not. The ministry could sign a check for 45,000 and buy these shares at 150 at a wholesale price, or a retail price, It is that simple. They even do not time code, they just have to source the shares. And that is the ministry buying these shares. They don't want to go through no tender process. No. Cut all that crap. The Ministry of Education is looking for 300 shares. Boom shot. They go to a wholesale store. They have the shares. Ministry of Finance release the check to the Ministry of Education. You sign it off. You purchase the shares. And that's it. That's it. How hard is that? You don't need no big maths for that, Trinidad and Tobago. So, Mr. Dowlett, please, 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 save your good name. Save your good name. Nevertheless, switching gears a bit, viewers, we are going into our current affairs segment now. Commissioner of Police, COP, Alyssa Grovero, has slammed the media report of a shake-up within the executive of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service being done due to tension and discord among executive officers. He said that this rumor of a fractured relationship in the TTPS is totally false and misleading. Grovero.
So when I saw recent media speculation suggesting that the rotation of deputy commissioners of police was a result of internal discord, I was completely taken aback, because that is not only unfounded, but it misrepresents a deliberate and forward-looking leadership strategy.
So viewers, Grovero said the reassignment of the portfolios of DCP Junior Benjamin, Natasha George, and Suzette Martin was planned and was in no way an indictment on their performance. ACP South, Wayne Meister, was also sent on 16 months vacation leave. The COP said the move was planned to coincide with two key milestones: the completion of 1 year in office by the senior officer and his 100 days in office as COP. Grovero.
The reassignment of DCPs Junior Benjamin, Natasha George, and Suzette Martin was planned to coincide with two key milestones: the completion of 1 year in office, and noted that their reassignment was one of recognition of their capacity to lead across multiple domains. By rotating leadership at a strategic level, I envision the strengthening of institutional cohesion, fostering innovation, and reinforcing our commitment to building a resilient and modern police service.
So now, viewers, he noted that the move comes days after Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander told officers to support the top cop or probably leave TTPS. Listen to this.
This time to be destabilizing the national security apparatus, because already it started with the SSA. then the military, and now the TTPS. At this present time, in the life of the nation, given the instability surrounding us, you have to ask yourself, what is the logic behind these moves?
So viewers, President of Greater San Fernando Chamber of Commerce, Kiran Singh, also stated that the public deserve an explanation given that this move comes at a sensitive time in TNT's security landscape. Listen to this.
The abrupt nature of these changes and the decision to send ECP Meister on extended leave raises understandable concerns. In the middle of this crime wave, stability, transparency, and trust in leadership are essential. If these changes are truly strategic, the public and officers alike deserve a clear explanation so that confidence in the TTPS is not further eroded.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, more from the industrial court when we return.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So remember Trinidad and Tobago? Real Talk Finances offer a new 6% on fixed deposit only for the month of September. Remember that, viewers. Other than September, it's 5% interest up front. But because of the fact that we went into the 63rd year of independence, hence the reason why Real Talk Financing is giving you 6% only for the month of September with interest up front. Also, viewers, as of weekend coming, I told you my yacht is available for rental. I enjoyed it. Now it's time for you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, to enjoy what I was enjoying. Enjoy what I was enjoying. The boat is a very pretty, it's executive boat, viewers. For those of you who know my boat, it's very, very executive. So I've decided, you know what, to take on steps. So rent it out for down the island cruise, night lime, daylight lime. You want to make a cook? Don't walk with meat. I mean, if you want to walk with a 2-duck season up and thing, all well and good. All well and good. But from this weekend, viewers, my yacht is available for rental. It's a 50-feet yacht. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So you can contact me at 339-1670 because at a price, a date, and sailing. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Wonderful program, I must say. This is a caller from Longdonville.
Thank you, my friend. Welcome.
All right. You know, with respect to the commissioner making his move with his deputies, I don't think that he has to answer to no one.
No, he doesn't.
With respect to the move he makes.
He doesn't.
He is in command. He
Correct.
is the one who has the say.
Yes.
So when he sees it fit to put these deputies, is all well and good. So the public should not be in a position to ask such a question. Have a good night, Mr. Said.
Thank you, my friend. As the Industrial Court marked its 60th anniversary, President Justice Heather Seeley's expressed confidence in 3 new judges, including former Labour Minister Rudinath Indarasinghe, joined the bench. Speaking at the court's special sitting to open the 2025-2026 law term, she said, the appointment will strengthen the court role in stabilizing industrial relations. Listen to this.
Like diamonds, the industrial court over these 60 years has shown its endurance. The court and its judges have been able to withstand pressure and to absorb heat, all in the interest of making better provision for the stabilization, improvement, and promotion of good industrial relations.
Given an overview of the court's operation, Justice Seeley reported that trade disputes remain the largest category of cases, with 610 filed in 2024 and 2025. 610 filed. But despite staffing gaps, such as vacant court reporter posts, the court disposed of 854 matters, achieving a clearance rate of 110.77%. She remains hopeful for significant funding in the new financial year for much needed upgrade to the courts. Listen to this.
The staff and occasionally our judges are not as comfortable as they should be. I sat in awe yesterday, listening to what seemed to me to be the many ongoing projects of the judiciary for improvement in its physical facilities. While relatively speaking, we are a small court, we do have similar needs, and now we have outgrown our space.
So viewers, speaking to reporters, former Labour Minister Rudinath Indarasinghe was asked whether or not he thought his appointment to the court was a reward for sticking to the UNC party. Wow, they're making this political now. Listen to this.
The president spoke to how appointments are made in terms of to the respective divisions of the court, and it is clearly spelled out within the Constitution and the Industrial Relations Act of Trinidad and Tobago.
Switching gears. During the opening of the Industrial Court 2025-2026, a Port of Spain resident, Don Phillips, staged a protest, I believe it's a one-man protest, outside SAPA. Speaking to reporters, he said, judges need to have the Caribbean Court of Justice as the final court of appeal in TNT, noting that relying on the Privy Council is not an option. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago.
Every year we spending millions of dollars in the Privy Council just for some white people to tell you what your law is. We have a Forex crisis in the country. We have a Forex crisis. we could no longer be sending money out the country. We need to come out of the Privy Council, give back the white people a court, and let us handle the business for ourselves. We are an independent country.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Philip noted that several other countries had relinquished the Privy Council as the final court.
Like a Guyana, Belize, Dominica, about 5 or 6 countries in the court, and the headquarters is right in Henry Street there. It's shameful.
So viewers, we're going on to Mbert now. Former Minister of Finance Clong Mbert have accused the United National Congress of seeking to destroy banking confidentiality in Trinidad and Tobago. No, Clong Mbert, they're not trying to do that. If they were trying to do that, I guess your account would have been the first one that I throw to the public. But they're not trying to do that. Confidentiality is essential in banking to protect sensitive financial data from unauthorized access or misuse, to safeguard clients' privacy and prevent identity theft and fraud, he said. This after the list of foreign exchange users who receive funds from Exim Bank was revealed. On Monday, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar said the government intends to introduce legislation allowing the central bank to disclose all Forex allocation. She said, accusing Exim Bank of failing to operate fairly and claim central bank were acting as Forex cartels. Meanwhile, former Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Brian Manning, is in agreement with Central Bank Governor Larry Howard, stating that no cartel existed. Manning said he did not understand why the Prime Minister would go out of her way to villainize the country's business community. Manning said Exim Bank was established to provide foreign exchange to businesses that were themselves earning foreign exchange. So viewers, once we get more on this story, we are going to inform you. So now, we are going on to Sobers. Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sobers have stated that this country will not bow to threats from Venezuela. And I believe no country should bow to threat from another country. This follows warning from senior Venezuelan officials who cautioned TNT and Guyana against supporting the United States in any future action against Caracas. Venezuela Defense Minister Vladimir Lopez warned TNT that it would face retaliation if the United States launch attacks from its territory. So I want to ask this minister, who is attacking Venezuela and Caracas? Is it Trinidad and Tobago? Is it Guyana? Or is it that this present administration wants no dealing with the Maduro government, hence the reason why they are launching an attack at Trinidad and Tobago? For what? Supporting the United States in saying too much drugs in Caribbean Sea? Too much drugs on the international waters? Too much drugs from Venezuela and Caracas, probably Mexico, heading to the United States? So these individual high-ranking position in Venezuela vexed with Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana because of the fact that the government is supporting the United States in eradicating drug cartels. So what does this say about those ministers? They welcome drugs into their country. Well, to give them a little heads up, the Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago is not condoning drug coming into Trinidad and Tobago or illegal contraband. And I believe the President of Guyana, Irfan Ali, also will not condone the same thing. So what is their problem? They should fix their problem before attacking some other country. It's sad they're coming after Trinidad and Tobago because the government don't want to have any dealings with them. No, it shouldn't be like that. See about your country. However, Sobers defended the government's position, saying TNT fully support U.S. efforts to combat transitional crime in the Caribbean. He also confirmed that the deportation of 200 Venezuelans have been delayed due to a certain step, but given no further details. Sean Sobers.
We do not respond well to threats at all. So yes, we are in 100% support of American intervention in this particular case, and to all else who threatens about who they and who this and who does and who not and who coming and who going and things. That's their business. They could say what they want in Venezuela with the greatest of respect. As it pertains to what our position is, we maintain that.
So viewers, as it pertains to what is TNT's position, he said that we are going to maintain it. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said, since states stated that she is not concerned about comments by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. She said Trinidad and Tobago has always had good relations with the Venezuelan people and will continue to do so. So viewers, tonight I want to send out a congratulations to a very good friend of mine. A huge congratulations to Mahindra Ronnie Ramuta, appointed as the country's chair for Trinidad and Tobago by the multi-billion-dollar round table. As associate sales manager at the Maritime Financial Group, Ronnie is set to champion excellence, ethic, and leadership in the global financial industry, locally and globally. So viewers, Ronnie has been appointed as the chair of Trinidad and Tobago by the Maritime Group. So today, my friends, he's not in Trinidad, but I want to give him a hearty congratulations on this big achievement he has achieved. And also, I want to thank the board and the directors of Maritime Group, local, regional, and international, for seeing Ronnie's hard work. So tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, when I got this news about Ronnie, I said, brother, I need to highlight this. This is a milestone. This is an achievement. Many who work in maritime in Trinidad and Tobago would love this position. He have worked hard. He's dedicated. He traveled when he have to travel. And tonight I want to congratulate him as the chair of Trinidad and Tobago. He has been appointed by the $1 Million Round Table. Congratulations, my friend. May your dreams keep growing bigger and bigger. So viewers, just to give you a little encouragement, whenever you're in a job, no matter what job it is, always do that job to your best ability, and God will open a door for you. Trust me. God did it for Ronnie. God did it for Saieed. God did it for Navin. People can say what I want, you know, we always light, you know. We light in darkness. We light in darkness because we want to see what is around us. So Ronnie, to you, my friend, congratulations. I know you are enjoying the moment where you are. I know where you are, but nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. There's lots more when we come back.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So welcome back, viewers. The THA Chief Secretary, Farley Augustine, have stated that he is not concerned by the rising tension between the US and Venezuela, nor the blowing up of both allegedly carrying illegal drugs in the Southern Caribbean. Asked whether he was worried about the escalating conflict, Augustine said no. He said that the US is not in Trinidad and Tobago waters. Listen to this, viewers.
The US is not in Trinidad and Tobago waters. Our fisher folk has for a long time been complaining about outsiders in our waters. They should be the happiest now because it means that there's a deterrent to outsiders moving from their waters through international waters into our waters. The Tobago fisher folk are law-abiding people. They don't carry drugs. They don't go in international waters. And so Tobago fisher folk operating within Tobago waters and within Trinidad and Tobago waters remain safe.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to understand something now. You see that? That is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. Many of you may not want to believe it. But former CARICOM and Foreign Affairs Minister Amy Brown should take note of that. He should take note of that. He should listen to that, sit down, analyze it, and ask Donald Trump which one of his carriers are in Trinidad. This is the reason why I had to sell earlier Trinidad and Tobago, and let's make it very, very clear. We have leaders who are very, very educated on one side, but on the next side, you don't see to common sense. You don't see to common sense. So I have no idea why Amy Brown is heating up himself so much. Why? When Dulce Rodriguez came into Trinidad, when no boats and planes supposed to enter our country, everything was honky-dory with them, you know. Everything was good, you know. Everything was good. Amy Brown supposed to come out and tell Trinidad and Tobago why we were doing business with a sanctioned country by the US. That is what he's supposed to come out and tell Trinidad and Tobago. Also, to top of that, Amy Brown, former Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister, together with Stuart Young, supposed to come and tell Trinidad and Tobago, why did we give Venezuela $1 million? US currency. Why? Because of good relation? Because of, hey, this is the business we're going to do with Italia? Really? Where are those today? We don't even hear about Stuart Young. Where is Stuart Young? Is he in Trinidad? Things to talk, they wouldn't talk. Things that need addressing in Trinidad and Tobago, they will not address it. But things that have no purpose, they want to make a purpose out of it. Ridiculous. You don't see towards common sense. I saying that on national television. Augustine dismissed the concerns expressed by Tobago fisher folks, saying they should be glad that the extra security in the Southern Caribbean. Farley said he has not spoken recently to the All Tobago Fisher Folks Association led by Curtis Douglas. He said the last communication from Douglas was a letter on the 2024 oil spill. Farley.
So I can't tell the last time Mr. Douglas has communicated with my office. In fact, the last communication I ever got from Mr. Douglas might have been a letter somewhere around the time of the oil spill issue. And I know for a fact ITOF has started writing the fisher folk on their claims. You can remember the claims are directly with the IOPC. And so they are receiving the written notices and so on the validity of the claims directly from the international institution. But the last time I got any communication, written or otherwise, from Mr. Douglas was around the oil spill issue.
So viewers, stay locked on. We are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we go in Tobago.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
Throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, Real Talk Legend Yacht is available for rental viewers from this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. You can make arrangement from next week too, viewers. This was my private pleasure boat. I enjoyed it. Now it's time for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to enjoy down the island cruise on a nice fancy yacht. It's 50 feet. You can see the specs of the boat, the interior, the exterior, Trinidad and Tobago. We could even have a cook on the back deck. Nevertheless, I used to enjoy it. This is the interior of my boat. Prestige interior. You can't go wrong with an interior like that. I could tell all you that. TV to watch. Glass to gaze through. You could even sit and have a chat with the captain and the crew. So Trinidad and Tobago, a kitchen. Beautiful wooden finish. Look at that. Even the master bedroom. It's beautiful. Bunker beds. Washroom. Walk to the side, you go out in front and you have a nice view of the ocean. So Trinidad and Tobago have decided to put stuff for rental down the island. You want to go down there? Not a problem. Contact me. We can have a cook on the back deck, viewers. Remember, we carrying duck, we carrying wild meat, you name it. Contact me 339-1670, viewers, from after this weekend. And you can book your date, go down, have some fun, enjoy the down the island trip, come back, and we're good to go. It's pretty relaxing, I could tell you that. So back to our news tonight. Venezuela is now trying to play the victim. And Trinidad and Tobago must not be intimidated. So says former Top Cup Gary Griffith. His statement comes after those of Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrin Lopez, who issued a direct warning to Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday, stating that the country would receive a response from Venezuela to any attacks carried out in its territory. Griffith says our country, along with Guyana, is under the threat, as he described the defense minister as dangerous and ironic. Gary.
The Maduro regime, their actions have destabilized our regions and threatened both Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana in recent times. Let us remember the facts. Firstly, the unmitigated migration. The wave of migration from Venezuela has strained our resources, challenged our social services, created new security concerns for our people. In fact, just yesterday, there was a shooting at Tobago, practically unheard of until recent years.
So viewers, Griffith says the decision under the previous administration to regularize 20,000 Venezuelans could be a mistake. Amongst them would have been individuals linked to criminal elements. He said the illegal drug trade has flourished under the current Venezuelan government, where Trinidad and Tobago is forced to face the consequences and have the U.S. intervene. Griffith.
Trinidad and Tobago forced to confront the consequences of cross-border trafficking, as well as human trafficking, child prostitution, and illegal entry of weapons into our country. This is why the present Trinidad and Tobago administration welcomed U.S. forces in the Southern Caribbean waters, since this illegal trade has long fueled violent crime in our nation. The Essequibo aggression, again, Guyana has endured repeated Venezuelan aggression in the Essequibo region, which is a clear violation of international law and a source of constant instability.
The former Top Cop reiterated the illegal erosion of Venezuela in Trinidad and Tobago waters. Listen to this now.
For decades, Venezuela's La Guardia Nacional has entered our territorial waters unlawfully, harassing our fishermen, seizing their vessels, confiscating their nets, confiscating their catch, and leaving our citizens to fend for themselves. This was enabled by the failure of successive PNM governments, both pre-2010 and after 2015, when they failed to provide the Coast Guard with the naval assets required to defend our borders. Because we provided 12 dormant vessels, they were procured pre-2015, and the PNM failed for 10 years to have them fully operationalized or properly maintained.
So imagine that at Trinidad and Tobago, we had all that the former Top Cop is speaking about. And where is the boat parked up today? Out in the ocean. A dock. In the waters, just stagnant there. It's sad. Fitzgerald Hines, it is not my duty to make Trinidad and Tobago feel safe, or it is not my duty to make Ola feel safe. So whose duty is it as the Minister of National Security? Where is he today? Where is he today? Imagine his own constituency didn't even want to hear about him. But they want to talk to Trinidad and Tobago citizens. They want to represent the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago outside our country when your own community ain't even want to hear about you. That is sadness. That is sadness. Because right here in Trinidad and Tobago, if you sign up for police service work, where you going? They want to know who you is in your community. Is your community coming first? Fitzgerald, like he born big. He born big. He didn't know the difference between protecting Trinidad and Tobago and not protecting Trinidad and Tobago. It's sad, but nevertheless. So we head into Tobago. Commuters to Western Tobago now have alternative routes with Tuesday's official opening of Kilgwen/Storbay Local Road, Friendship Connector Road. Tobago House of Assembly Chief Justice Farley Augustine called a project a celebration for all of Tobago, saying it began at 64 to 65 million under a design, building, finance model with 80% local work and material. Listen to Trinidad and Tobago.
Eventually, but we are very much prepared to be open with you as insofar as what this costs.
Augustine said the road will ease traffic to the new airport terminal and support future economic development, including tourism, motorsports, and farming venture. Planning for the area.
Can you imagine a marina in this area, motorsport in this area, water park in this area, farming in this area, some tourism development in this area? I want you to see the vision beyond the bush you see today. Because when all of those things happen, we will then imagine the private jets landing at our airport, the mega yachts pulling up at the marina.
So viewers, Infrastructure Security Trevor James highlighted that the THA staff acted as project managers rather than outsourcing to state companies.
We were able to use division staff as project managers to manage this road. Never heard of in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad, they had to put in place all kinds of companies, from NITCO to MTS to NIPDEC, to bypass all kind of thing to get infrastructure done. In the THA, we employed Tobagonians and Trinbagonians to project manage this road.
This is what I like. This is what I like. Local work and materials, they say. between $64 to $65 million are designed, built, and finance model with 80% local work and materials. Trinidad and Tobago. To the last video clip you all just heard. Does Trinidad really have that? We have to outsource contractors. We have to outsource laborers. Imagine that. And sometimes the work ain't finished, the contractor and workers pack up and gone. But in Tobago, they did it locally, without any foreign contractors, foreign supervisors, foreign labor force, foreign managers. They did it by themselves. By themselves, the people of Tobago. So tonight, now viewers, I want to congratulate the PSA, or the Tobago House of Assembly, for a job well done. We couldn't get it better than that, you know. We could not. We could not. Not even in Trinidad. Like I said, we had to outsource everything from outside. Tender projects coming in from outside. Workers coming in from outside. So, Tobago showed Trinidad how it's done. Imagine, even the airport in Tobago, they rushed to open an unfinished airport. I'll never see a better thing than that. You're rushing to open a building that is not ready. Same thing with the hospital in Port of Spain. The PNM administration rushed to open a building that's not even ready to house we the citizens in case we get sick. But you know what? We are proud of that, being Trinbagonians. But nevertheless, moving along. As International Literacy Day celebration continues across the nation, on Wednesday, Minister of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence Dominic Smith visited Nallis to read to the students of Bethlehem Primary School. He shared the importance of reading and how to open doors to endless possibilities. Listen to this.
The more you read, the stronger your imagination becomes, and the stronger your imagination gets. And guess what? The more doors will open for you for new adventures, new ideas, and maybe even new inventions that you one day could create.
So viewers, there you have it for tonight. Another live show, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It gives me great pleasure coming here every night, viewers. Just to teach you all. Just for you to open your eyes and your ears of what is taking place in our country. I'm going to tell you something. I don't mind people bashing me, because when they hear my voice echoed through the television, those in high places, they understand and they acknowledge what I am saying. And they know, Saieed, no stupid man. I ain't come up here to talk no dotages. I ain't come here to mama guy nobody. It's either you could get the work done or we replace you. As simple as that. As simple as that. So viewers, it is time now where I must say good night. Our run of this program is 11:30 to 12:30 the next day. I will be right back here another night for Real Talk with Saieed as we go live again. Until then, be safe.